كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به وأهم أن الله كان عليكم رقيبا, which is to say, O mankind, be dutiful to your Lord who created you from a single person. And from him he created his wife. And for them both he created many men and women. And fear Allah through whom you could demand your mutual rights. It do not cut off the relations of the wombs, which is kinship. Sure, Allah is ever and all watching over you. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu taqwallaha wa qulu qawlan sadidan yuslilukum a'malakum wa yaghfir lakum dhunubakum wa man yuti Allah wa rasuluhu faqad faza ladhima. Which is say, O you who believe, keep your duty to Allah and fear him, and speak always the truth, or speak always the right word. He will direct you to do righteous good deeds and will forgive you your sins. Whosoever obeys the law and his messenger. Obey Allah and his messenger. He has indeed achieved a great achievement. He will be saved from the hellfire and made to enter paradise. My topic today is going to be off something I saw yesterday. A young man was giving a Khutbah about how to get the children to love the Masjid. But before I get into the main subject, it's something that I want to address about part of this last ayat. It's and whosoever obeys Allah and his messenger. You know, a lot of people are in the Islamic centers. They're in the Muslims. They're in the Masjid, calling themselves Muslims. And they're good people. I'm not going to put them down. They're good people. But some of them are not Muslims. Because they're not obeying Allah. They obey Allah, but they're not obeying his messenger. They're not obeying his messenger. When we became Muslim, we say, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu. Abduhu wa rasuluhu. We bear witness that he is the servant and messenger of Allah. And some of us, we're forgetting that. You see, Islam is a monotheistic religion. And there's a lot of people who are monotheistic. But we got monotheistic Christians. The Unitarians are monotheistic Christians. And Jehovah's Witnesses, I'm pretty sure they're close to being monotheistic themselves. And the Jews are monotheistic. The Muslims are monotheistic. But there's a whole lot of people, they're good monotheists, but they're poor Muslims. They believe God is one. But they're not submitting to Allah according to what Rasulullah, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has brought. You see, we are monotheists, and in this world, Islam is the biggest show. So those of us who are just monotheists, we like to identify with monotheism, and Islam is the biggest show. That's where we gravitate to. We gravitate toward the masjid. We gravitate toward the mosque. We gravitate toward the Islamic center. We gravitate toward the Muslims. But if that Muslim, that masjid, that place of prayer that you go to on Friday, that's the only time you've been there for a whole week, you're monotheist. And I say that monotheist, you're not a bad person. You're monotheist. You're not a bad person. You didn't get up and you ain't perform the Fajr. You don't fast on Ramadan. There's a whole lot of things you should be doing. You're not doing. You're a good person. As far as the world goes, you believe in one God, but that don't make you a Muslim just because you believe in one God. Like I said, the Unitarians don't believe in one God. They're Christians. The Jews believe in one God. But since Islam is the biggest show on earth, that's what some of us, we want to get with the crowd, so we fall in the masjid and fall in the Islamic centers. In every Khutbah, it says, what? Believe in Allah and his messenger. The Quran say obey. I made the Khutbah say obey in the message. Khutbah, and the Quran say believe in Allah and obey in Allah, His messenger. Obey. And many of us are not obeying the messenger. Because the messenger came to show us how we're supposed to live. And we're not living the example that he gave. We're not living the example that he gave. And that's what part of this khutbah about, because the brother gave a khutbah and he addressed an issue I have not seen addressed in over 10 years. I can't remember the last time this issue was addressed, and Muslims are forgetting this. The brothers in Toronto, young man, he said in Toronto they had built, they were in the process of building 80 Masjid. 80. That got to be a pretty good sized city. But you're going to build 80 Islamic centers and Masjid? And the young people are not coming. Look at this room here. Everybody here got some gray hair. Where are the young people? It ain't no different up there. The man said the young people are not coming to the masjid. What is happening? They're building on be an 80 masjid, and the young, what are they going to do? Turn them into theaters? Gambling houses? There ain't going to be nobody coming if we don't change what we've been doing. And I like the way this young man addressed this subject. But there's one thing that he left out. It's one thing he left out. It's too many of us Muslims. We are neglecting our children in the wrong way. We are neglecting our children in our homes. When the children come to the masjid, they don't come here with any reference. I've been to too many Islamic centers in the masjid. Children are not coming to the masjid and Islamic center with any reverence whatsoever. Running all over the doggone place like the brother was saying. Some are running all over the place and they're destroying part of the property. And the parents are paying no attention. If they're doing it in the masjid, they're doing it at home. We talk about black men getting shot down in the streets. Prison being filled up with the daggone young men. Go look at the homes. What are we doing at our houses? Do the children know to be quiet when they hear they're done and they know mom and daddy will do salat? Are they standing in the ranks with mom and daddy? Is mom and daddy celebrating Easter, Christmas, Halloween, all this old crazy mess? Why should children love that masjid? Let me tell you one thing about children. We forgot. I haven't forgotten this as a child. We can see the hypocrisy in adults. When mom and dad do something that's out of order, we saw that real fast. We saw it very fast. And that's another problem. They can't fill the masjid up. Especially among the indigenous Muslims. Because some of the indigenous Muslims come over here, you brought your racism with you. If you didn't bring racism with you, you learned it over here. Especially, I don't care who don't like it, I will say it, especially out of the Middle East and South Asia. And the Imam used to say, the proof is in the pudding. How many of you see in the African American community neighborhoods? We know, each one of us there, we know there's good African American neighborhoods. You live long enough and been around, we know that there's good African American neighborhoods, but you don't see them there. We know that. Real decent African American neighborhood. That was the door. That was the door. Yeah. But when they go to school, when the Muslim children go to school and they see diversity at the schools, they see the mixing of children, different races, and then when they go to the masjid, they don't see it. It seems like we Muslims just look for differences. We want to bring our culture from another place to this area, And we get together because of our culture and not because of Islam. We forget that the Sahabas, Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Abu Bakr, Ali, Uthman, Bilal, Salman al-Farsi, Abu Dhar, go on down the line. Not a single one of them were born into a Muslim society. Yet these people walking around here think they're better than us because they were born in a Muslim community. We got more in common with the Sahaba than they have. If the truth is being told, Bilal ibn Rabah was not born in a Muslim society. He was a slave. Salman al-Farsi was a slave, sold. He wasn't born in a Muslim society. Look at Umar. Umar was on the way to kill the prophet. He was going to kill him. And he came into Islam. So how can somebody born in a country where Islam is the dominant religion be better than us? Well, we are more like the Sahabas. We are like the Sahabas because we chose to be under this deen. We are like the Sahabas because the Sahabas left Mecca and went to Medina. We're like the Sahabas because most of us in here were the only Muslim in our family. Most of us in here, we were the only Muslim in our family. And we had to go through a few changes when we had first. It was many, many years before our family respected us, some of us. And they still disagree with us. Some of them, they still think we're doing something crazy. So we are more like the Sahabas. And the Sahabas, when I called those names, I was calling forth mixtures of people. Bilal ibn Rabah, what was he? He was Abyssinian. Salman al-Farsi, he was a Persian. And the Persian and Arabs didn't set horses, they say back in the old days. They didn't get along for many, many hundreds of years. Abu Dhar, Abu Hurairah wasn't a local Meccan. He wasn't Quraysh. He came down from Yemen. So what I'm saying is, these first Muslims didn't have no problem mixing together. Why is it that Muslims now these days, you got to have all the Pakistanis over here with one masjid, you got to have the Arabs over here with one masjid, you got Nigerians over here with one masjid, you got Somalis over here with a masjid, you got Indonesia in another masjid. Where did they come from? Where did it come from? We got Muslim killing Muslims. Prophet Muhammad said, if he heard the adhan, in the hadith, he said, if he heard the adhan called, he did not attack. And we got fools that run up, wait till Friday, they run by the masjid and blow up a bunch of people calling Catholics. You're out of your mind. They are out of their mind. How can you say you're following the prophet? You wait until they're done. Then people gather and they're done, and you wait till they gather and they're done, and you walk in there with some explosion and kill off a bunch of people, and you say you ain't following no prophet. You follow Shaitan. You follow Shaitan. And so when you come here to this country, I know you didn't come here for Allah, you came here for Dallah. Ain't fooling me. All we older brothers here, we know. We remember when we didn't see no Muslims selling alcohol openly. We had our robes. We had our dirty Muslims. But they wouldn't come to the masjid because they know they won't clean. We had plenty of dirty Muslims in our community, especially down here in the South. I don't know what happened in other places. I lived here all my life. Well, we know we had dirty Muslims, but at least the dirty Muslims stay away from the masjid. They wouldn't come in here and contaminate us. Oh, they would support us on some way, a fundraiser or something, but they just stayed away. They wouldn't bring it in here. We never saw Muslims selling pork. We never saw Muslims selling alcohol. We never saw Muslims doing all the crazy stuff we saw doing. These people who was born in Muslim countries are born in societies where the Muslim is Islam was the dominant religion. Let's put it that way.